Grand Theft Auto 5 is one of the best-selling games of all time, but after releasing on 3 different generations of consoles, it has somewhat outstayed its welcome. Thankfully though, Rockstar has finally broken its radio silence and is ready to move on to the next entry in the franchise, GTA 6. Rockstar confirms that GTA 6 is in active development. When a new next-gen version of GTA 5 was announced last year for the PS5 and Xbox Series X, many people thought that we'd be waiting a long time to hear anything about what's next. After all, Rockstar isn't a developer that churns out games in quick succession, but GTA 5 has been out for almost a decade at this point, and it's kind of starting to show its age now. With that said, after a lot of speculation on social media, we finally have official confirmation from Rockstar that GTA 6 is indeed in development. Well, sort of, anyway. We don't have a teaser trailer or anything fancy for the game's announcement. Instead, all we have is a little paragraph at the end of their usual GTA 5 community update that says, "Yes, we're working on it, so calm down, people." Seriously though, that was the gist of it. The only thing worth pointing out from this press release is that the next GTA is gonna be bigger and better than the current one, but wasn't that always obvious? Like, that's the point, right? You're never gonna promise to make a game worse than your current one. Anyway, while the official word is out now on the development of GTA 6, we're still in the dark about literally everything else. So why would Rockstar even announce a sequel if they didn't have anything to show for it? We probably won't see GTA 6 for a while. If you've been wondering what the point of announcing a game without a trailer is, let us explain. You see, big AAA games these days take a very long time to make. Most games are in active development for over 4 years, and when you're talking about one of the biggest game franchises ever, like GTA, that dev time is a lot longer than that. The current situation of labor in the games industry isn't ideal for these companies, as the demand for developers is super high right now. So this early announcement serves 2 purposes. One, this is an invitation to all the aspiring great game developers out there to join Rockstar Games and work on the next installment of GTA. We're seeing a lot of other studios with the same tactic as well, like Ubisoft with Splinter Cell Remake and Quantic Dream with Star Wars Eclipse, so it's a common practice these days. The second reason, however, is to just stop wild speculation all over social media. Since GTA 5 has been out for such a long time and Rockstar was still actively supporting GTA Online, people were throwing all sorts of rumors online, including the fact that maybe GTA 6 is never happening. Maybe it is just a figment of our imagination, or maybe the real GTA 6 was the friends we made along the way. But of course, Rockstar had to put an end to all of that and calm the masses down. This is also what Bethesda did with Elder Scrolls 6, and much like that game, we probably won't see the next GTA in action for a few years at the very least. But that doesn't mean that we don't have any leads to speculate. A new San Andreas Easter egg teases GTA 6. GTA San Andreas has been out for a long time, and we've pretty much gone through each and every bit of Easter egg that game has to offer. However, the new Definition Edition of the game, which came out last year, has some extra goodies that were just uncovered. When the remastered versions of the GTA 3 trilogy came out, most people thought that they were just some graphical upgrades. But as we now know, those wily old foxes at Rockstar have added some hints that point toward the next game as well. Spotted by the Twitter user Matthias Victor BR, the Definition Edition of San Andreas seems to have an image of a house in it that's never been seen before. It's pretty common to get new higher res stuff with remasters, right? After all, San Andreas has real photos of other things in it, but wait, this one's different. Rather than being a real image of a big house with a garden, this is actually a rendered image, and from the looks of it, the fidelity of this render is way higher than anything we've seen from either the San Andreas Definitive Edition or even GTA 5. So this is potentially an actual image of a house in GTA 6, and if the rest of the game has a similar level of graphical detail, then we're in for a treat. Where could Grand Theft Auto possibly go next? The location for any GTA game is always a big point of contention, and so far we've remained within the confines of the US coastal regions for most of the mainline entries. So what city could we head to this time around? Or could Rockstar explore the idea of going away from the US? Well, you don't have to think much about this, as the actual location of the game may have already been revealed. Remember the image of a house in San Andreas Definitive Edition that we just talked about? Guess what? Twitter users are a sharp bunch, and they've already uncovered the real-life location of the house in that GTA 6 image, and if you've been wanting to head back to Vice City, then Christmas has come early for you. According to eagle-eyed fans, the house does actually exist in Palm Beach County, Florida. And you know what else is in Florida? Yep, you guessed it, Miami, which is where GTA Vice City is set. Of course, the map of Vice City was really small as compared to modern standards, so we're probably gonna see a lot more regions in Florida for GTA 6, including Palm Beach County. And honestly, it makes sense too, as we've already gone back to Liberty City and Los Santos, so the only iconic GTA location left to revisit is Miami. And it would be interesting to see how that area has evolved over the years since Vice City was set in the 80s. Who knows, maybe we'll see some familiar faces too. Also, that Vice City logo concept with the V and I making up the 6 is just too good to ignore. New SEC filings point toward a potential GTA 6 release window. We've seen a lot of years being thrown around for when Rockstar might finally decide to release the next GTA game, but nothing has been backed by actual proof. That is until now. Spotted by the folks over at VentureBeat, Take-Two Interactive, which is the parent company of Rockstar, has filed a 10K SEC filing that points toward a GTA 6 release window. The filing contains information about the company's marketing budget for upcoming years, and in this particular instance, there's a massive spike in marketing spending between April 2023 and March 2024. In total, the publisher expects to spend $89 million on marketing during that time period, which could only point toward a major game's release window. Another press release also pointed towards a pretty chunky growth prediction of 14% between 2021 and 2024, which is almost impossible to achieve without a big game. We also saw the same trend when Red Dead Redemption 2 was supposed to come out, and since we already know that Rockstar's next big game is probably going to be GTA 6, then this filing adds credence to the earlier reports pointing towards a potential 2024 release. Rockstar has already sent location scouts to Miami for GTA 6. Back in the day, games weren't as complicated, and you could create entire cities and open worlds by just working in a studio. These days though, the accuracy levels of these worlds need to mirror the real world, and so a lot of devs use photogrammetry to bring these real-life locations to life in their games. And it seems like Rockstar has been doing the same. Rockstar employees have been posting photos of Florida and the Vice City Beach Strip on their social media, teasing the fans about what's next. A photo of South Beach, Miami was shared by the manager of Rockstar Games Music on his Instagram story, saying that the weather was actually not as cold as he'd assumed, which means that he's on location. Michael Crahan, a Rockstar lead programmer who has worked on GTA 5, Red Dead Redemption, and many other games, also posted photos of the Vice City Ocean Drive and shared his love for the location. So it seems like things are indeed ramping up at Rockstar, and we are about to head back to Vice City again. That's a wrap for this video. Are you excited about the fact that we're heading back to Vice City for GTA? Do you want to see a modern-day version of the city or some other era? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.